This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Recording has started. Hello and welcome, dear listeners, once again, to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esther, and with me, as always, is the blue-eyed bomber from the Burger Pits,
Phil, me, and Perich.
Phil, me, and Perich. That is a great name for him because Phil has a great bit of knowledge of canonical comics, stuff that even humbles me.
I thought you were going to say it's a great name because I came up with it.
I actually wanted to call you Agent Phil Perich, but you know, that was the first one I pitched to you. But you didn't. You weren't feeling that, and then we came up with Phil, fill me in. There was always a collaboration. I was like saying we need to give you that marvelous trademark middle concept. You know.
Yes.
I think it was originally supposed to be Phil, first name Agent Perich, but you know. You felt that was derivative, and it was. It was my best work. I'm going to be honest with you. Then fill me in, because Phil always fills me in on all sorts of continuity things. People call me the professor. Well, I call me the professor. But Phil has a great deal of knowledge, and a great deal of technical knowledge, too. He always impresses me. I'm far more theoretical in my comic book knowledge. He's more applied comic book knowledge. Yes, but moving on. So, totally unrelated to comic books, Peacock!
Yes.
Caw, caw, caw! The Peacock is loose, Philip. And, but not at my house. Because apparently the Peacock decided not to be on any device I can utilize. I mean, I guess I can go onto Google and download it onto my phone. I'm tired of watching shows on my phone. Why do people not understand? My phone has a limited charge. And I like to keep my phone well charged.
And again,
so if I'm going to watch your show, I can't watch it on my phone.
And again, even if you keep your phone plugged in, it's like, why? Maybe I want to watch it on the big screen.
Well, yeah, even that too. But it's like, it's just this idea that why are you releasing something and not having it available on
everything,
all platforms? It's like, are the platforms the one dragging their feet? It's like Amazon, I don't want the competition. It can't be Roku saying, I don't want the competition. Roku only exists to show your content.
Do you think maybe it's like a money thing? Like the two sides can't agree on the right amount, maybe?
I would be shocked to think that Roku is charging people. Well, that's...
Well, no, not people, but it's like, oh, hey, NBC... Oh. Would it be NBC or the other way around? One side said, you pay us money.
It's a hardware versus software issue.
Okay.
So, I guess Roku doesn't make their own TVs. My TV is a Roku-compatible TV, but it's actually made by, I don't know, some company, probably in Korea. And so, in that sense, Roku maybe does want something to carry the newest app. But then again, if you're Roku, why wouldn't you want that? Why do you want someone saying, well, maybe the next TV I buy won't be a Roku TV? Because clearly I can't get HBO Go or I can't get HBO Max. I can't get Peacock. I mean, granted you can say, well, you can't get it on Amazon either. True. But I have Amazon for Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, I didn't like and it's one of these things that retrospectively I should have gone with the Chromecast, which was more expensive. Because I could have gotten my AT&T TV on the Chromecast, but it was more expensive because Amazon Prime, if I subscribed to Amazon Prime, was going to just give me the stick.
I mean, I got an Amazon Fire Cube, and HBO Max isn't on there. I downloaded Peacock on my phone. What was it, last night? But I didn't try the TV. But I don't think it's on there.
I can get it on my phone. That's fine, But can you throw it to your TV?
I didn't try. I didn't think, but I just wonder: are they gonna
I mean, it doesn't work for anything, right? I was going to say, maybe is it just that you can't get the free one, but if you pay, can you do it? I don't know.
No, because it's not even an app I can download. So it has nothing to do with whether I'm doing the pay, and I'm not going to pay for it if they're going to give me a commercial version.
Well, I don't know.
I don't mind commercials. I like them.
Well, I don't know if it's just commercials either. Like I was saying, like I looked on, like they have Law and Order SVU on there, but I tried to open in one of the episodes, and I think it said it was on one of the paid tiers. So that's what I'm saying. They might give you like just certain TV shows, or maybe just certain episodes of certain TV shows for the free one. You might not get access
on that part. That's a mistake on their part. I mean, honestly, here's what I'm going to say. I get the feeling that if they did an ad-supported Peacock, it would actually be insanely profitable.
Well, I mean, there's a free NBC app, but it's everything I've seen on there is like the older stuff, like Incredible Hulk's on there, Quantum Leap's on there. But yeah, I don't think it's any of the newer stuff.
Well, that and to be fair, that's actually where they could have their strongest market.
Yeah.
Because, as I was saying, one of the things that is on the app, from what I've told, is the old Universal monsters. And because this is NBC Universal, which means this is it. This is their platform for that Universal monster universe. And, fun fact, they own the rights to one of the biggest monsters out there right now, the Incredible Hulk.
Yep, and I mean, I told you last night, Howard the Duck's on there for free, the movie.
Well, yes, and of course, who wouldn't want Howard? Honestly, you could do an entire McGee's File universe with what they have the rights to.
Seriously,
between Howard and that's my thing that I wonder is, are they going to use their position at Universal with the Hulk? Not to strong-arm Disney, because I don't think anyone's going to strong-arm Disney. But are they going to say, hey, look, we'd like to produce some more Hulk content. Or we want to produce a Mcgee-averse and put our Hulk, our Ferrigno-level Hulk, into the Universal Dark Cosmos with our Howard the Duck. And work out that deal, Because, not for nothing, we have aspects of the old Mcgee-averse in the new comics with Jackie McGee.
Mm-hmm.
So they could do a really brilliant reboot of the original Universal Hulk as one of the Universal monsters and build out a really fun television universe for us to enjoy.
And here's the thing, you do a Hulk project on there, Disney, I mean, whether it's part of the deal or if you pay for it, throw some ads up there for Immortal Hulk, the comic. Let's start promoting these comics,
it's a good
kids.
Comic.
Yeah,
Everyone should be reading it.
I mean, Marvel and DC should be promoting their comics everywhere, but I mean, especially you doing a Hulk TV show, let's promote Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, and, for what it's worth, Universal is building out a comic line, and they're clearly, Universal's up to something, but I don't know what yet, because they won't let me watch their show. Very frustrating.
But yeah, they have all those monsters, so I wonder if they're going to be, I wonder if a big part of that comic line is going to be like horror.
Well, it would be really cool if you did that dark Universal universe using the Universal monsters.
Yeah,
using Gilman and using Dracula and Frankenstein, and putting them in a universe that made an interesting sense to them. See who and that's the thing. If you put Jack McGee in that universe,
oh yeah.
I don't know who produced Night Stalker, but we don't need Night Stalker if we have Jack McGee. And you have Jack McGee suddenly on his quest to find the Hulk, finding all these other monsters.
Or, I mean, it's been so long. I mean, do a Jackie McGee. Have the daughter of Jack McGee.
Yeah. They may not be able to get the rights to Jackie McGee.
But just do the idea of the daughter, yeah.
But whatever they create out of it, it would be really amazing.
Because seriously, I mean, think about that story. It's like, she's all driven because she's like, my father worked himself into an early grave trying to track that creature down.
Oh, well, that's the brilliant idea you could do there. She doesn't want to chase monsters, because she knows what the monsters did to Jack McGee.
Or she's trying to track the Hulk, but every time she tries to track down the Hulk, she finds something else.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's lots of ways you can look at it or build it. I mean, honestly, but the idea is that Universal is in a prime position to make a deal with Marvel. Because, not for nothing, Marvel would like to use Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
And if they could interconnect to Dracula, that might be a lot of fun. And they've already established they're doing Helstrom over on Hulu.
Yep.
Which is official that Helstrom is on Hulu and part of the MCU. Essentially establishing this idea, we're going to do our R-rated stuff, and it is going to be in the MCU. We're going to drop it on Hulu, because that's where we put our boobs and our boobs and swear words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because, you know, that's what makes it R, is boobs and swear words.
Yeah.
So the idea of moving these characters over to Hulu, and then you have NBC Peacock with their own brand of heroes and villains and monsters. You know, I don't know if Disney would buy NBC Universal, although there's an argument why it might be worth it to them to do so. You can make the argument that it is in Disney's interest to buy NBC Universal, but at the same time, whether or not there's a value, whether or not that could be even allowed in this day and age is a question. Well, or to be more specific, in this day and age...
Uh-oh. We may have lost Charlie Esser, folks. I don't know if he hit a button or what, but lost me last week, lost Charlie Esser this time, so hopefully Charlie comes back. Yeah, I just wondering about this whole thing. I mean, Charlie's talking about, you know... Oh, there he is.
What happened?
I don't know. Did you hit a button or something?
I apparently I did. I and it hit the button. I said, nope, that's the one button that makes it all end.
This show's cursed, man. You lost me last week. I lost you this week.
Anyway,
but no,
yeah,
I just wonder if Disney doesn't buy them outright. I wonder if they would make like Sony type level deals, because I mean, Marvel had that what is that, House of Dracula? They had that Dracula comic for years that I hear is very, very good. I mean, even if they just like paid off NBC Universal for the rights to reprint all that stuff.
Well, I mean, they can do Dracula.
Can
Dracula's public domain. Yeah.
Okay.
They just did Dracula in Avengers, dude.
Oh yeah. But I meant like that old version of Dracula they had in that series.
That was the same Dracula.
Well, he looks different.
Well, dude does his hair from time to time, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you know, and they actually had the thing fight the Universal monsters on Battleworld.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's a whole other bag of hammers. But the idea is that Universal has something they can bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
They have something they can bring to Marvel, and they also have a natural tie-in with the Hulk. And the idea of saying, "Hey, can we have a piece of the pie too? And can we show you what we can do? Can we show you what we have that might be useful to you?" Because that's the thing. I'm sure it will be a Sony-like deal. It already is a Sony-like deal. The Hulk is in the same spot that Spider-Man is. They sold those rights lock, stock, and smoking barrel.
Yeah.
You know, really, the only reason why they could get the Hulk back before Spider-Man was because NBC wasn't doing anything with the Hulk.
Yeah.
They just had the rights, and they just owned the rights, and they didn't have to keep on doing stuff with the rights. You know, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, we can work with you. And then when the Hulk gets big, and they're like, well, you know, now we want a little more kickback. But now, since they can use the Hulk in non-Hulk branded products, because that was apparently the deal they made,
yep.
Now Universal has to come back and say, well, here's something else we can give you. Here's something, and not for nothing, here's another platform we can put Hulk product on.
Yeah.
And I think that's even more interesting to them. The idea that, okay, you want to start making some Hulk product and put it on your platform, that's cool. Let's talk some numbers. Let's talk what kind of a Hulk you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I mean, that's a weird idea here. NBC could theoretically reboot the Mcgee-averse. You could do a Thor and a Daredevil based on the universe that's already established in the Mcgee-averse.
All right, I have a big question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to recast everyone else, but can you bring back Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk?
You know, I don't know if he'd want to. First, I don't know if he's physically capable of being the Hulk anymore.
That's what I'm wondering.
He's still a big guy. He's still a big guy. Honestly, I think if they redid the first, they could bring him back.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he is, and, To be honest with you, it's one of the hardest things to do with the Hulk right now. Is a lot of bodybuilders don't build themselves like they did in the 80s.
Yeah.
When Ferrigno and Schwarzenegger were first building bodies, or even Keel, who was actually the first guy they were going to get for it, the guy who played Jaws, they were going to use him as the Hulk. But he really was, because he had the height, but he didn't have the bulk.
Well, these days, a lot of them, they do CG, it's mostly CGI anyway, but, you know what you could do? You would, Bill Bixby's gone. You would have to recast Banner, Lou Ferrigno Jr. as Banner.
See, that would be brilliant. And not for nothing, that would be brilliant. And especially, do Lou Ferrigno Jr. as Banner. And that, because, not for nothing, Banner isn't always the milksop.
Yeah, no.
And Bill Bixby was never the milksop. They really went away from that Peter Parker design with him later, especially after the advent of the Incredible Hulk TV show. It was such a big hit. So let's try him to look more like Bill Bixby. Not for nothing, that is 1,000% why Ruffalo got the job.
Yes.
Anyone who says, "Oh no, they just needed a new actor and Ruffalo's a good actor," it's like, yeah. Also, the fact that he pretty much looks like Bill Bixby's evil twin totally had no factor in it. No, they're playing to you, and that's the thing is Universal knows they were the only people to ever crack a non-MCU Marvel character really well. I mean, them and actually, I don't know who did Blade. Who did Blade? But, yeah, whoever it was. But but Blade wasn't an in-universe kind of things. And the fact of the matter is that the Hulk was in his own fantastical universe, and I would love to see a reimagining of the Mcgee-averse. And I think that's something that NBC is in a great position to do while they're working with Marvel, with Marvel's. And here's what they should do: they should out DC and do a Counter-Earth, a Mcgee-averse Hulk story that's tied to the Universal monsters.
There you go.
That is completely unrelated to Ruffalo's Hulk and all that. So, yeah, that's that Hulk. This is over 2 Earths over.
Yeah.
And Marvel can say, yeah, well, of course it's a multiverse. Everyone knows it's a multiverse. We came up with that stuff.
You could easily bring back, that Hulk character because, before Bill Bixby died, weren't there plans after Death of the Incredible Hulk to bring back the Hulk?
Oh, yeah, well, there's always plans to bring back the Hulk. In fact, who was actually...
you could say, oh, yeah, we've been working on it for 30 years. We brought back Banner, younger and,
Yeah. But yeah, actually, honestly, the idea of bringing back Lou Ferrigno Jr. as Bruce Banner would be pretty amazing.
We cloned him. He's bigger. He's more.
Oh, you know what you could even do? Crazy thought idea. He's Bruce Banner because he is the son of David Banner.
Oh,
who knows how many,
yes.
Who knows how many other marriages he had out there before he had to run?
Nice.
To save his family.
Yes. Hey, in that show, he got around a little bit. So, any one of those women could have.
Honestly, I'm sorry. There are so many baby Hulks out there.
Oh, that's true, because his DNA would be affected, so you wouldn't even need, like, a gamma accident. Yes.
Or something that just awakens it again.
Yes.
And just decide, and, as an example, and there were a few people who got to know who he was. Most notably, in one of the early episodes, he actually reveals himself to a primatologist when he fights the gorilla, when the Hulk fights the gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Because he's studying that. So that's one of the, and that was a woman who was a little bit into him. And that's the thing. It's like he has a network of people who know his secret. Who's to say he didn't stop by those secrets in the past? So yeah, I could totally see, and maybe even giving the baby the name Bruce Banner because his father was David Banner. All you do is write the name on the birth certificate.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's some awesomeness. Go ahead, but keep it on broadcast. Okay, yeah.
Hey, do you want to talk some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, we can talk Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just got done talking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Maz. I'll send that to you in a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, oh man,
the jumping over and over.
Yeah, well, it was weird because it's kind of like two different shows, kind of. Because you have this stable moment when they're trying to get Yo-Yo to sort of regain her powers so they can fix the ship.
Well, yeah, her and May left the ship, so they were kind of operating between jumps, yeah.
Yeah, but they know when it's going to be back, so they can sync it up, and then they can get back on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But still, Yo-Yo doesn't have a because she has to go in between jumps to basically pull the plug. Although, as we saw at the end, it helped for a little bit, but then we're caught in a time storm. Oh, time storms.
And I guess LMD Coulson's going to be able to oh yeah, I was waiting for you guys to figure it out. We're stuck in a time.
Yeah. Well, that's next. Well, because I guess he remembers because he's a Chronicom.
Yeah.
And Chron is right in the name. You can put it on YouTube, Tristan. Just go through the Roku. Yeah. Wherever it is, yeah. I don't know where it is. It's right here. Okay. Keeping the kids happy. Oh, that's my bully. You don't need to see that. Anyway. Yeah. No, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good. I mean, honestly, it's fun. It's exciting. I liked actually the episode before it a little better. I kind of felt this one was... It was very... I mean, it was good. It was talky, and it was talky in a good way. But it's more like an episode that you go, oh, okay, that's a show. That's enjoyable.
Well, I think since it's the last season, too, they're using it as an excuse to, hit some of the past highlights because, they go see, Daisy's mom.
Go see Jiang, and, and they don't send Daisy because obviously you don't want her, talking to her mom too much, even though Mac totally talked to his parents and even though they weren't his parents, which is the whole,
But I mean, Daisy wasn't in a good way anyway.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, but they did give you your scene. Simmons had that prosthetic leg for.
Yeah, in a saxophone case, which I thought was kind of meant to reference John Philip Sousa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, yeah, we knew he was going to get a leg eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We knew all this stuff was going to happen. So it was like, okay, they got around to it. And that's really what it was. They eventually got around to it. They eventually said, oh yeah, let's make sure we do that with these characters.
Well, I forget, what didn't Simmons say? Like, oh yeah, if we get stuck in the 80s or something, it'll help you out. You won't be quite so conspicuous too. And it was something. She said something, I thought.
Maybe she did. I don't know. I actually really... very complex thing, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was an episode. Like I said, it wasn't as impactful as the one before it when we had Deke and
Mac
sort of coming to their own relationship.
It was basically more action. I mean, if you say it focused on anyone, it was Yo-Yo.
Like I said, this wasn't action. This was about people working through their issues. Oh, yeah. And I like that. And that's the thing. I don't want to detract from it.
Basically, Yo-Yo, yeah.
Yeah, Yo-Yo is working through her stuff. She's working through her issues. And May is, too, in her own way. May is working through what's going on with her now that she has empathy. And I guess... and it's great to watch, but I just don't think it's as there's as much to say about it. It's like, May works through her stuff, and Yo-Yo works through her stuff, and Jiaying works through her stuff, and like the big points, that Nathaniel's alive and he has vibro powers and he's actually somehow good at it, which is like weird, but okay, why not?
Well, that's what I'm wondering if somehow he him taking Daisy's powers out of hers, that's what it's like, killing her or whatever, so they have to get those powers back. I mean, you don't want him.
I mean, by the end of it, she seems fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really taking his powers from her. Because I feel like she... Yeah, well, I can't say, but... Yeah, we'll see what they do with it. Honestly, I'm not that big into Nathaniel as a villainous character.
Yeah.
He kind of reminds me of the lost Strucker son, who was kind of like just an idiot that they have to brainwash to try and get anything out of him.
I mean, I guess they need, since we blew up the Chromicons, now we need another villain.
I want to know what Gideon Malik's up to.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we got Gideon Malik in the last one, or the one before that, and now we've got Nathaniel Malik getting superpowers. But it's like, well, what's going on with Gideon right now?
Maybe after they get out of the time storm, maybe they can hit the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe Gideon Malik's already dead. Maybe Nathaniel killed him because he was a problem for his power structure. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, that was that.
So we only have 5 more episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, it's sad, but I don't know what they're going to do after it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that no matter what they end with it, that it's going to be the end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'll have their...
I mean, I honestly feel it goes to the time variance. I mean, like I said, I don't think they can end this any other way but with the Time Variance Authority. Even if it is literally just the Time Variance Authority showing up and getting Simmons and saying, yes, we've already captured your partner.
Or they ended on a cliffhanger, and it's like, to learn their fates, see the upcoming Loki series or something.
Yeah. Well, because for what it's worth, the Time Variance Authority does arrest people and holds them in prisons.
Oh, yeah.
So the idea of Fitz and Simmons in time jail with Loki, and then that would be a really interesting point. Oh, they should. You know what? The final end of it is like, the Time Variance Authority returns the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents to their original timeline, but they say, but Fitz and Simmons are coming with us.
Oh,
because they have to serve their punishment. They're too dangerous to be allowed to exist in your time stream. And then they put them in the cell with Loki.
Oh.
And it's like kind of a redo of the last season, the end of the first season of Agent Carter. Where it's like, yes, you're in prison, but it's a Time Variance Authority prison. And there are so many opportunities if we can work together.
I just wondered if somehow time's going to get turned back and we're going to get like original Coulson back.
I don't think so.
No.
I think the death of Coulson is powerful enough. The only way I think it works is because that's the thing is that we already went through reworking Coulson.
Yeah.
I guess the only way it works is if Coulson survives. Like they ended off in the first Avengers thing, and they actually have LMD Coulson take the hit, and they say, no, here's the thing. You've got to reprogram me to think I'm original Coulson, and here's all these things that have to be done to me so that I can be this Coulson in this universe.
I mean, you could do that. I mean, you have a copy of his brain. If you just make him not make him not remember, and just like clone him a new body or something.
Well, no, again, that's just using an organic version of a synthetic version. It's not the same thing.
I mean, if you make it just a loop or something, yeah.
No, but the thing is like if they have that, but that's why it doesn't work, because you can't have the LMD Coulson suddenly have necrotic flesh and be brought back and yada, 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 yada. You can't have him be injected again with the home base protocol or have him go mad from the home base protocol. All the things that Coulson had to do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are a problem with it. They may actually do that, but I actually think that that's going to be too much fridge logic if we have to deal with it.
True.
So over on Stargirl, I don't know. So Brainwave Jr. is kind of turning evil. I guess that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Does his father wake up at the end of that? I'm blanking on that all of a sudden.
Yeah, remember, the kid was attacking the lawyer, and then at the very end, the dad wakes up and's like, "Son, what do you do? What's going on?"
Yeah, well, and that's cool. And we got the Brainwave backstory, and we got Shiv's dad being kind of a bad parent.
Oh yeah, just telling the school she's studying abroad and just locking her in a cell. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I liked it. It's enjoyable. I'm not arguing it. I just have to say that.
I mean, is it a little convenient that once Brainwave Senior got his powers, he recorded like every day. He recorded like a video journal every day.
I got the impression that he was recording every day anyway.
Okay.
So I thought that was the actual implication, that he had been recording his, like, that's like his video diary.
Oh, because I thought when he started the tapes, I thought it said day 1, so I didn't know if maybe he just started when he got his powers, maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe he said that was I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of got the feeling he was recording it as part of his experiments with the rats.
Maybe. Okay.
Because you saw that he was experimenting with the rats, because all the rats had like little brain things on, and some of them had green, and the ones that had red were like, you know, on their backs.
But I mean, it brings up a point. It's like, can you judge people just from thoughts they have? Yeah.
Now, here's a question: did the cosmic rod come to Shining Knight, or did he just imagine that?
I don't know. I mean, it might recognize it. Probably knows him from the Seven Soldiers of Victory, probably. So,
and that's, to me, that is the buried lead.
Mm-hmm.
Even more than references to Jay Garrick, or Green Lantern, is the Seven Soldiers of Victory, including one Green Arrow, and the idea that the Green Arrow was a part of this universe. But they don't call him out. They show his picture, but they don't call him out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the Green Lantern. We see the Green Lantern, but they're not calling it out yet.
So, because Earth 2, even if it's Oliver Queen, it's going to be an older Oliver Queen.
Well, exactly. It's the idea of everything is a new universe. It's the Earth 2 version of it. And it would be interesting if they eventually tie it into that Flashiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Where in that modern age, they go to that central city, and then they meet the guy from Law and Order.
Oh, Jesse Martin. Joe West.
Martin. Although, actually, Jesse Martin wasn't a cop in that universe, so... it would be interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
It was like a blues singer or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a new Earth 2. Crisis wiped out that old Earth 2.
So this is...
Yeah. But no, I know...
Why do they do that?
I don't know if it's just a rumor or if the plans are in the works, but I think they were talking next season for both shows. I don't know if it would be on both shows or just one, but I think they were talking about a Stargirl Flash crossover, or at least her showing up on Flash or something. Yeah,
well, I mean, to be fair...
And the show's going to CW. It's going to be purely CW next season, so...
Yeah, I mean, which is where it belongs. I mean, it's exciting. I enjoy the show for the most part. I mean, it doesn't, I can't say that it's a show that I'm like, yes, I can't wait to watch it. Like, if I wasn't a podcaster, I probably wouldn't watch it, per se. But it's not because I find it a bad show. It's just, I'm not its demographic, as Lilith would say.
Yeah, no, it's definitely trying to get those younger girls.
Those young kids. Yeah. And God bless them, they need shows for themselves, so...
And I mean, you're not a huge DC fan either. I mean, that's like a lot of DC deep dives there too.
I know, but you know what? Those are the kind of things that I actually do know and appreciate at DC.
Yeah.
So like, I want that Thunderbolt. I'm mad that they keep on teasing that they teased the Thunderbolt, and now they haven't even mentioned it for like 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm. We
hear the genies laugh, man. There's a 5th dimensional genie, Phil, and that's not on the table yet.
Nope.
They have been teasing my Solomon Grundy, and where's my Solomon freaking Grundy?
I didn't see the thing for next week, but I thought they said they teased that for next week, maybe some Grundy.
I better get my Grundy, man. I needs my Grundy, and I needs my Grundy Captain Midnight friendship.
Oh, I was going to say maybe Shiv and Solomon Grundy stage a jailbreak.
Shiv doesn't have the compassion to work with a Grundy.
And, I mean, unless she's just trying to use him to get out of there.
Well, yeah, I could see that. I could see that in her, like, hurting Grundy.
She just opens his cell door to keep her dad busy so she can escape.
Yeah. And I think the idea of an escaped Grundy would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Grundy just want be left alone.
Yeah, he gets outside, and that's where he Beth meets him.
Because I'm not actually the Hulk, but they've made me the Hulk because we don't have a Hulk. We don't have one of those. Yeah, I mean, Grundy, I love Grundy. Solomon Grundy hates Super Friends. I love Solomon Grundy with the Creole accent. Honestly, that is chef's kiss. Even though he's not from, the South, he's from Gotham. From Gotham, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was that, the 19th century or something? I mean,
yeah. Well, and technically, if Gotham is in New Jersey is one of the few states to cross the Mason-Dixon line. And so if he grew up in South Jersey, and the Pine Barrens with the Jersey Devil, it's a possibility.
I'm trying to remember. Did they say he was born in Gotham? I know he was born on a Monday, but was he born in? He could have moved to Gotham.
Yeah, who knows?
He was like a banker.
I just know that apparently it's like outside of the Murder Swamps.
Oh, yeah.
Who names these places?
Oh, yeah, Slaughter Swamp, yeah.
Slaughter Swamp, Murder Alley.
Crime Alley, yeah.
Crime Alley. Because Thomas is cheap and didn't want to pay for valet parking in front of the theater.
Again, they didn't call it Crime Alley till they were killed, so.
It's an alley.
It was Park Row.
Look, I don't think that all of a sudden people started getting murdered there.
No, but like when
I'm going to go out on a limb. And not only that, it's like not only is he cheap, but he's lazy. He's going to cut across the dark alley instead of just walking around the block. Yes, I know, city blocks can be big, but you know what, Thomas, you should have scheduled for that. And don't blame it on Martha. Well, Martha had to spend all this time getting ready. You know what? We know you bought her cheap pearls from the start, so just don't even blame it on Martha. Maybe if you bought her decent pearls, the woman would get ready faster because you wouldn't have to compensate for all of your cheapness.
No.
Thomas Wayne's a cheapskate. See, that's why I don't believe that Thomas Wayne would ever become Batman, because I think he's just too dang cheap to spend that kind of money to be a Batman.
Well, no, I mean, if you read his stuff in Flashpoint, his Batcave looks nothing like Bruce's. It's basically like a laptop on a folding table. Yeah, there's not a lot of high tech stuff down in that cave.
And that would explain why he's like teaming with the Penguin, because it's like I need.
And he doesn't have, and Thomas Wayne Batman don't have a lot of gadgets. Basically, just like 2 pistols.
Well, fair enough. So you know what? They kept it consistent.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I'm cheap. I got 2 guns and some body armor, and I'm going to shoot you. Because I'm the Punisher. Or I'm just Thomas Wayne, and I really don't care that I'm in a decaying city. I'm not going to use any of my wealth to help people. I'm actually going to build a casino to just take more of your wealth.
And go into business with Oswald Cobblepot.
Hey, the Cobblepots and the Waynes, founding fathers of Gotham.
Oh, yeah.
Which should tell you everything you need to know about that place. Anyway.
Hey, want to talk some comics?
Yeah, let's talk some... Okay, so I read Fantastic Four and I read Avengers. And Avengers is weird right now because it's like the Fist of Khonshu story.
Yes.
It's like the story that's completely separate from the rest of the Empyre continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the kind of story where, and then the space monster took over all of the Earth, and that happened. And then I think that kind of stuff has to end that issue, so you don't think too much about everyone remembering, oh yeah, remember that time when the space monster took over everybody's brain and there were mummies everywhere? That was weird. It's a big thing. I think you need to end those stories quickly. So the idea of, we're going to have like 4 issues about, and the Panther blood and and Bastet versus Khonshu and blah, 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 yakety schmackety.
And again, all roads lead to Mephisto.
Do they though?
Spider-Man stuff. I mean, he's messed with Peter, messed with Otto.
Yeah. But I love the. Oh, sorry, relaxing a bit. I love the idea that we killed this Mephisto, but there's many Mephistos, and just sort of suggesting that the entire idea that you caged Mephisto is its own little bit of ridiculousness. That you didn't cage Mephisto. You put a physical representation of Mephisto in jail. And then he just like, okay, I'll call people. They just Al Caponed it from the phone, and what are you gonna do?
And it's like, and Mephisto's sitting there. You have to feed Mephisto, really?
Well, he's eating. Who knows?
It looks like he's eating steak or something, but it's like,
well, he says he's eating steak, but then he says, I need it before the soul congeals.
Oh yeah.
Like the cow soul. It's like, what are you talking about? What you talking about, Mephisto? It's just which is why, again, it all goes into that idea that, dude, something's wrong, and you should know something's wrong.
Yeah.
And to that extent, like, I love, like, Black Panther just totally Supermaning the chains at the end. Because it's an interesting parallel, because I read that, and I read Immortal Hulk and the super chains around, Devil Hulk.
Well, that's all mental, though, too.
I know, but again, it kind of implies that these chains are similarly mental.
Yeah.
And that it doesn't matter the thickness. It's like, it's about willpower, because arguably it's magic, and magic is just, basically your brain altering the quantum state of things by observing it in a really intense way. So this is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and it seems like these days they're really Batmaning Black Panther. It's like, oh, if something, if anyone can do, this thing or that thing, it's it's Black Panther. It's Batman.
I mean, to be fair, that he's always been Batman.
Oh,
His
yeah.
first appearance, he defeats all four of the Fantastic Four.
But I mean, they've
literally they've made Batman more like Black Panther over the years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they're really steering into that skid now. It's like, Black Panther can come up with anything to defeat anything. I mean,
well, yeah. Although in this case, again, it's this idea that they want the piece of the Panther God, and it's like, first off, you don't get to have a piece of the Panther God. Don't think you're bigger than the Panther God, Khonshu. Most people didn't even know you existed until Moon Knight came into existence.
Exactly.
In fact, a lot of people still think you're a Mandela effect. So don't go acting like you ain't a Mandela effect, okay? You exist only because there was enough belief in you at this point in history to slip you from comic books into reality. So, yeah.
I know.
I'm just saying, I remember my universe, there was no Khonshu in it. It's not like I don't even know who the Egyptian gods were. And he is such an obscure Egyptian god that literally you would not have heard of him unless you read Moon Knight. And then only after finding out that, oh yeah, he actually did exist in after doing real deep dives. He's a deep dive god. He is like Johnny Thunderbolt. He is like, you really got to go back and find out what the heck they're talking about when they talk about Johnny Thunderbolt. But yeah. Anyways.
But you mentioned Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, Immortal Hulk was really nice. Banner and the big guy Hulk are having their tete-a-tete. Because, they've locked up Devil Hulk. And actually, it's kind of an interesting thing when Banner finally lets out the Devil Hulk. I'm going to let the Devil Hulk out, the one who will destroy, but only wants to destroy bad things.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like that for all of Banner's self-loathing, at his core, he actually is a hero.
But that's the thing. Did they lock up the Devil Hulk? Because Banner and the big guy...
No, they didn't lock up the Devil Hulk.
Yeah, no,
we all know that Samuel Stearns locked him up.
Yeah, oh yeah, because they can't free him.
I mean, we all read last issue.
Yeah.
So we know what happened. It's like... Who locked up the Devil Hulk? Well, I didn't do it. I don't know who did it. It's like, gee, what's going on? It's like, clearly someone's manipulating you. Probably the leader, because he does that thing. And then, actually, the ending is weird. When Rick Jones touches the Hulk and they all explode.
Well, I think the Hulk blows up and takes everyone with him.
Well, yeah, which is like a weird concept. Just like, really?
Well, I mean, yeah, because hasn't the leader been running Rick Jones? I mean, unless he just made that gamma run out of control, that gamma energy.
Well, that's the thing. I think I have no idea what they're doing with it, and I'm not necessarily here for it.
Yeah,
honestly, it's because I'm thinking, oh, they gave Rick Jones the power to control other gamma beings, just like the leader, and maybe that's what we're talking about here, but. I mean, on the upside, I'm glad Rick Jones is no longer an emaciated corpse, but I don't know, man. There's a part of it that is just like a little weird about it, but I think the idea of the Hulk exploding in his own, the Hulk being a gamma bomb all his own, it's neat, and of course ties back to the leader and his blowing up that one city to create other gamma beings. But yeah.
The thing I did like was the conversation between Joe and Doc Samson.
Joe's great. Joe should be the primary.
Well, he even says here, he goes, with Devil Hulk locked up, he's like, I have to be the smart Hulk now.
Yeah, well, exactly. And it's not a job he wants to do.
Oh, too much responsibility.
Although, arguably, they could dig up Professor Hulk. He's still out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know when the Maestro book's coming out? Because that looks interesting.
I think the ad might have said, did it say August? Here, I will double check. But yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait to read that.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be good, because it is going to be the idea of what the Professor Hulk did when he turned evil, What made Professor Hulk turn evil. But, yeah. I mean, it was neat, and I loved the, I love classic, I love classic poor grammar Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of being there and trying to be a good guy. And everyone kind of loving him, and then they blow him up, because why? It's weird. I don't know where they're going with it, but it's.
I'm not.
I mean, obviously they're going with because evil reasons. Which granted, when I read it, the evil reasons will sound perfectly good evil reasons, but it is sort of like, but did the leader have to? Is that really what is going to propel the leader's plot forward? And what the heck is the leader's plot?
But I don't know. But hey, I was just looking. I don't see a specific date, but it's saying August for that Maestro book for number 1. So
there you go.
A couple. Oh my Lord! What if the leader mucking around with them? What if Devil Hulk, when he eventually breaks out of there, is the Maestro? What if he evolves into the Maestro?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. Honestly, I'm enjoying the book. It's a good book, but. They're
back on track after that Rocks On stuff.
Yeah,
Empyre.
You gotta kind of talk Empyre and Fantastic Four together.
Yeah, because the Fantastic Four issue is a tie-in. Yeah,
the Fantastic Four issue is interesting because it is literally, basically it happens. Basically, what we see in Empyre, it starts. Yeah, Empyre starts, then the Fantastic Four books happen.
They both start at the same point and then veer off. Yeah,
yeah. And what I like about that, of the many things, is just that because I had actually forgotten about Skye too. Funny enough, because she makes that much of an imprint. Yeah, she's going to stick around for a long time. As Johnny's betrothed. So she's, I love the fact when they say, wait, there are 4 sentient beings in this universe?
Sentient species, yeah.
Yeah, sentient species. Sorry, sentient species. Sorry, Phil. Yeah, no, yeah, well, that's why you're Phil, me, and Perich. You're correcting me on my failure. But yeah, I thought that was funny just because she's from such a xenophobic society.
Yes.
That she had no idea. Well, we knew that there were 2 sentient beings. Xenophobic society is a society that is uninterested in beings from outside of their society. Yeah, so it is weird, but also it's telling that the character absolutely feels that, because basically feels the universe she is grown up in is all the universe that must have existed.
Mm-hmm.
And, and it's sort of one of these weird things where, let's just wait, you only think there are 4? But it's no one has time to explain this to you. There literally is not enough time to explain what's going on to you. Which again, it's one of these things where you're looking at Skye, you're like I said, I completely forgot that she came back with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they first have her there and she's being sculpted, there was a part of me that was like, why? or who? Actually, there was a part of me that said, who the heck is that? Who's this winged lady that she's sculpting? Because not for nothing, it's been months, and Skye has not made an imprint. So at least on me. But that's that book.
Oh, but
'cause that's
I was going to say, the end of that book, I found it interesting after Wolverine stabs the Skrull girl. Spoiler.
Oh.
She's like, oh, she seems to recognize Alicia. I wonder if she thinks that's Lyja.
yeah, or something along those lines.
Because, I mean, she has all this Skrull history in her head, so I'm just wondering if she's like, oh, it's Lyja.
Or I know who Alicia is in the story.
Oh, maybe too, yeah.
I know how she relates to it. And then Wolverine just stabbing the girl. That's just...
I didn't know she was a kid.
Dude, first off, well, I mean, for what it's worth, why are you attacking someone looking like a tiger? And but also, Wolverine use some common sense. It's like you know something's going on and you don't know what it is. Don't just go for the kill shot all the time. But yeah, that's Wolverine for you. I don't know how I feel about the 4-alarm thing where apparently Reed Richards made something that vibrates in your brain.
Well, they called back. He said that's the same thing that called us in that, that original story when the 4 of them gathered, Fantastic Four 347. So
but that was actually someone manipulating them. That wasn't actually like Reed Richards calling them.
No. It was that Skrull who was impersonating Seuss. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if Reed Richards invented this or if it was just like a Skrull thing that the Fantastic Four kept.
Yeah, they just kept it online.
Yes.
Although they showed like several people that could have also, because there were actually a number of people that theoretically it was calling to.
Yeah.
Just Wolverine and Spidey were the only ones that showed up.
I just wonder if it's like a doomsday thing where it's like, Reed told the kids, if you can't get a hold of us, or something, it's like an extinction level event, which I don't think this was, but it's like, send out the call for help.
Well, as we see when we get to the actual Empyre book, it kind of is an extinction levels event because,
true.
The Cody, as everyone who read the book knows,
but the kids don't know all that yet.
They were evil the whole time.
Like Charlie Esser called it.
Yeah, well, like I said...
I know, it was obvious.
I think everyone knew because, as I said in the last show, comic book characters are two-dimensional. They can't see shading. So they don't know when someone is lit evilly. So, that is like why I will forgive, I will forgive Tony in there. But, within the entire concept is this idea of... It's an interesting idea because arguably the Cody are seeking to redress the genocide perpetrated against them.
Yes.
But I think there is this question of, like, can you actually commit genocide against the Cody? Because they keep on growing back.
Mm-hmm. And
they don't seem to be that concerned about their genetic legacy except for growing back. So... I don't know. It's a weird idea. I like the fact that...
It's still violence perpetrated on them, though.
Well, yeah, there was a lot of violence perpetrated upon them. But then again, I guess the flip side to that is what violence might they have caused had that violence not been perpetrated upon them. It's the old unintended consequences.
And who's to say every time they grow back, they don't get a little more crazy?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, it's an interesting. I liked Empyre. I really like this Empyre thing. I like the idea that everyone's being played kind of as a sucker from Hulk. The only person who is intelligent in all of this, which I love, is Reed Richards. He's like the only person who throughout the whole thing is calm and trying to look at what's going on and talk about what the deal is. Mm-hmm. So, like, literally, all someone had to say is, why do you think the Cody are a threat? And they could have said, because actually they want to take over the entire universe with plants. And it's like, really? They do? Okay, so let's talk to them and see if they're lying to us. And, and then we could take it from there. But, of course, Tony's all, yay, Cody forever. And that ended poorly. I think we can all agree. So
I just love in this book when Tony's talking about, like, making mental recordings or something, and Thor even calls it out. He's like, making another backup of yourself.
Yeah, well, for what it's worth, it is what it's worth. Okay. But, yeah, I mean, that was that episode, and that was good.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about Amazing Spider-Man in the last show, so we won't talk about it again. And, I mean, I really enjoyed this. I liked what they did with the Fantastic Four. And what I will say is I like more what they do with the Fantastic Four in this story than what they're doing with the Avengers. Although I do wonder if all of the anti-Fantastic Four and anti-Avengers propaganda posters we've seen are going to be shown to be false. That's not what's going up, Yeah. I'm not sure where the Cody are going, but obviously now they're redoing Ego's story with like the plants must rule all, and we'll go to every solar system and just take the nutrients from your soil and kill you. And I guess that's cool. I mean, what else are you going to say about it? It's a violent plant, and it wants to control the universe, and it's like, okay, there's lots of violent plants out there that want to control the universe, and you're like stuck on one moon, which is actually like a fifth of the size of Earth, and you're like on a fifth of that fifth. So
I know, unless they're hijacking some ships, how are they getting off that moon?
Well, I guess they were planning on having the help of the Avengers, but apparently they're not.
Not now.
Unless, of course, maybe when they bloom, their seeds or flowers flow out on the cosmic winds and wind up on Earth. I don't know. Anyway, is there anything else to talk about this week, Philip?
I think we're good. You're.
I think we're very good. I'm very tired.
I know.
And I got a lot to do, man. I got to clean this house. 9 a.m. The guy comes, which means between now and 9 a.m., I got to make it look like I've been working all week. So it's not good. It's okay, Tristan. It's not your fault.
Take us out.
In the meantime, Philip, have you ever wished that an escape room could be delivered to your house once a month?
Yes, definitely.
Well, who hasn't? Exactly. Oh, Tristan's excited about that idea right now. Well, let me tell you something. If you go over to hunterkiller.com, private investigator Michelle Gray, she's working on a cold case. And, I don't want to say she needs help, but she could use some help. Hey, and it's nothing against her.
It's how you play the game.
That's it. Life is hard. Life is hard, and she needs help solving this cold case. And she will send you codes to decipher, clues that she has come across, and all the things that you need to connect to solve this case at hunterkiller.com. So please help out Michelle Gray, solve this cold case, and make the world a better place. That's all I'm saying. And while you're doing that, why don't you listen to something on a tweaked audio headset? Because I'm sure there's some audio clues that are going to show up in this, because that's the world we live in. And if you're going to listen to an audio clue, you're going to want a tweaked audio headset over at tweakedaudio.com. That's tweakedaudio.com, all one word. And they're going to be able to help you with that. And of course, if you have no interest in any of those things, you know what? You have an interest in something. So go down to our show page, look for a link that says Amazon, click on the Amazon link, buy anything you feel like. And you know what? We actually profit from that because you went through our link. So please do that. Literally costs you nothing. Literally gives us everything. So that's a positive. And then, so if anyone wants to do any of those things, Pod Life the book, you should check that out. It is on Amazon, and it will make you very happy if you read it. And if you are fascinated by why people podcast, how people podcast, and what people podcasts, that's a good book for you. But in the meantime, Philip, how can people reach you if they want to talk to you about any of this nonsense?
The easiest ways are to email me, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And we're all over social media, so please search out Capes and Lunatics.
And, of course, write to me in that old-fashioned email way the way our mothers and our fathers once did back in the 80s at Charlie Esser. That's not where. At superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. I actually almost gave my work email address there. But anyway. And, of course, follow me on the Twitter at Live Tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and other things when I feel like it at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEssser. Look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
Thank you, Maz, and thank you, Tristan. All right, ladies and gentlemen,